Oh, okay. It saved it this time. It's kind of a really early stream. Jesus. Picture this. Quieren que le caiga, pero yo le digo que no. Que esto se me pare que me quede sin oxígeno. Wow. Me quieren sin el micrófono. Quieren que yo le digo que no. All right, when we're looking at price action today on a Monday, this is going to be a study session going from the daily to the lower time frame. That's going to be a top down analysis on what it is that I am anticipating for this morning session. Expectations are very, very low when it comes to having efficient price action. It is a no-news Monday. It's the first day of the week, and I'm personally will be pretty active this week, and it's also the last week of the month, and let's see how we're gonna behave towards it. We're in an amazing winning streak, as y'all know, but let's so hold on one second. We see price. We are as of now inside of this SIBI, sell side imbalance, buy side inefficiency, and we're also trading inside of this busy, buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. Now, one of the things that I'm personally looking at is just to see the reaction out of this SIBI. We see that we went above this candle's high, which is the low of the daily SIBI, and we are seeing the reaction out of it. Now, we took buy side liquidity pool above this swing high right up here, which was the low of the daily SIBI once again, and we're seeing price drawing towards for lower prices. Now, we do have a gap right here. We do have the new week opening gap, which is this one, and also with this busy. And price is looking towards, I'm anticipating price to draw in here. because price goes down for two different reasons. We're either gonna rebalance into an inefficiency or seek liquidity. So this 4 hour busy right here is where I am anticipating at least for price to draw into. This is the literally lowest threshold. Now we go to the hourly time frame. We see pretty much having a lot more market structure of where is that I'm anticipating price to draw into. So we see price going higher, taken by some liquidity pull up off this high, right? So smart money right up here is going short, accumulating short positions. And then we displace lower, changing the state of delivery. These two consecutive upclose candle, that becomes the bearish order block. Mean threshold of that is right there. So we see price fell in to get above mean threshold. That's a signature for weakness. We also tapped into this hourly SIBI. So you see when we go from the higher time frames to the lower time frames, how everything is aligned. And so took in the narrative from the daily, where we were tapping into the daily SIBI, and the 4 hour, where we are anticipating price to draw into a 4 hour busy, and in the hourly, where we see the market structure actually taking place, that is signaling that we are looking for lower prices. And what am I looking for here? SIBI. So we have an hourly SIBI. Bro, what? I said SIBI and my phone opened Siri. Come on, bro. Chill out. Okay. So what do we see right here? So we have right there, that is institutional order flow entry drill taking place, where we have a partial entry inside of an FEG, and failing to reach midpoint of the gap. So this right here, this is exactly what we want to see. Now, when it comes to the PDRAs of Michael J. Huddleston, we are looking for every single PDRA to fail. I know that sounds crazy, but yeah, we don't want to see pricing go all the way in inside of this gap, fill it, and then go lower. Now it can do that. It absolutely can. But if we want to see efficient weakness, efficient price action, leaving a portion of it open is exactly what we want to see for lower prices. So we have this AB right here. We have the two consecutive up close candle, which becomes the bearish order block the moment we go one tick below the opening price. And we are looking for lower prices to rebalance instead of this inefficiency. Buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. Now in the 50-minute, we get just a little bit more structure into it. And we see this price action going higher, going into the daily, total soup this high, and this is where I'm anticipating price to draw towards. Now, can price go from here and go to all-time highs? Absolutely it can. I'm just describing what it is that I'm seeing in price action, and it's one of the reasons why I do this, for the world to see, because I can be wrong, and I've been wrong a couple times on the live streams, but it's also a good experience for me to see, oh, this is what I'm anticipating, and this is what ended up happening in price action. That's just a lot more information for me to go back to the drawing board and improve upon those things. So yeah, that's what I'm anticipating for this morning session. And that's the bias. What it took like a couple minutes to derive a bias. That's how quick it is. And now this is, so here it is. That's the bias. I'm looking for lower prices. If 930 decides to go higher, that is exactly what I want to see. And I'm not gonna be, oh, I wanted a price to go lower and now it's going higher. I'm just gonna switch up my bias. No, 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 no. Everything has its place and its time. And the most important thing about price is time. Time is everything. The most important thing. It's not even about pattern's sake. I mean, ICT himself he doesn't even need a chart to trade, which is which is crazy. Like, what do you mean, bro? Like, what it is that you're talking about? You don't need a chart to trade. That to me is mind blowing. Oh my god. Oh my god. So I don't, having so many things in my chart really just boggles me. But uh, this is what I'm gonna do. Keeping in mind that this right here is the low of the 4 hour busy, but I took it off because we have this low and this low. This right here is relatively equal lows. And what do I say about relatively equal lows? Smooth edges tend to be made jagged. Minimum threshold right here. I'm speaking with a lot of conviction going into this Monday. Low hanging fruit, maybe a round low to this low. Now, if we do decide to go higher from here, we have relatively equal highs right up here. So what am I seeing right here? We see this SIBI functioning as resistance on price after taking this liquidity pool right above here. Internally, we do have this relatively equal lows Oh my god, my dad is funny as hell, bro. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. This gap right here is the new week opening gap. Now, what is a catalyst that leads for price action to have a low resistant liquidity run like this? Gem. This is a gem. Anytime we leave a portion of a gap open right here, that's a candidate. When it's looking for lower prices, the price is heavy, it's weak, and it's looking to reprice into a specific level in a quick manner. Smooth edges tend to be made jagged. This right here is an internal Micromaker saw model where we have the original consolidation, first stage reaccumulation, second stage reaccumulation, smart money reversal, low risk short, first stage distribution, second stage distribution, going below the accumulation stage. So now I'm just focused on reading institutional order flow. Now we're only a couple minutes before the bell, so we can have anything happen at 9:30. But what was the probability of price drawn into here? They were pretty high because we have relatively equal lows, and the algorithm is seeking those levels constantly from the higher time frames to the lower time frames, and that's just what it does. Now 9:30 is about to open in a couple seconds. This is best case scenario for me. The new week opening gap high. This is where I believe we could easily for this morning session price draw into. Again, I was looking for these relatively equal lows, which are in close proximity. Then from this CV, there's relatively equal lows in close proximity. For me, next is going to be this low with the new week opening gap. I believe that's a likelihood of price doing that right on 9:30 open and just go lower. But price is just gonna open right now and go to the anticipated direction that I said about price. And let's see how the open range is going to behave. Now, let's say if I was short, there was plenty of opportunity right here going short inside of the pre-market range. We have 2022 model where we have a shifted market structure for value gap, retracing into, so liquidity, targeting opposing of that. And we are seeing price just drawn into it. Now another gem for the study session, weeks opening gaps, new weeks opening gap, new day opening gaps, they're going to function as a magnet for price action. So one of the reasons of why I am looking for these relatively equal lows to get taken, and for these relatively equal lows to get taken, is because we have this massive new week opening gap right here, from that high right there to this low. And as we can see, price is like most likely to draw into it because the algorithm seeks that real fair value. That's real fair value because that's a real liquidity void where there's no trading taking place. So there we have the best case scenario for me. From here, if I would have been trading, I would have been completely done, not looking to force anything. If I was short, of course, not looking for a full gap closure and can definitely do that. We can definitely run to the upper quadrant. We can definitely run to consequent encroachment, lower quadrant, and completely filled it. But lowest threshold for me for best case scenario would have been right here. And that was done within 5 minutes of market open, which is that's pretty decent. So now that the levels were hit, I'm just gonna take this one out, and all of this stuff. So if I, so we see the reaction that we're having out of this random level right here, the new week opening gap. We took all that Sosa liquidity pool and now we are going higher. Keeping in mind that we still have these relatively equal highs right up here. Price draws into that. If we do create a gap right here, I would love to see that functioning as support on price and send prices higher above this liquidity pool. So now where price is smooth? Where is price smooth right now? Well, right here. We already made these relatively equal lows jagged, this low jagged. We repriced into my best case scenario, which is the high of the new week opening gap. And where is price smooth? Right up here. And smooth edges tend to be made jagged. So what I'm focused on is to see if bullish PDRAs are going to function as support on price to send prices higher. I want to see the lower portion of this gap to stay open. That's the best case scenario. and from here just send prices higher. If I was looking to take a trade after 9:30 open, this would have been it. This is institutional order flow entry drill. Looking to have a protective stop loss right below this low, looking for lowest threshold above this buy side liquidity pool and relatively equal highs. Institutional order flow is still bearish, like nothing has changed in here. Even though the price was down here, not looking for shorts at all. Just based upon the fact that we are inside in an area where we could easily anticipate price to reject. And what I'm watching here is bearish PDRAs. The moment bearish PDRAs start supporting price lower, and we start using them as inversion, and new PDRAs, bullish Ys, start being created, and those start functioning as support on price, that's when we know we go from the sell side of the curve to buy side of the curve. So I'm watching the SIBI right here and see if it has the willingness to go higher, use it as support on price, and go towards the lowest hanging fruit, which is these relatively equal highs. Mm. All right, there we have consequent encroachment of the new week opening gap. Now, and here we see that we did had a close above this SIBI, but that was a very lackluster, no efficient, no quick delivery right above it. And how do I know this? Next candle literally told me the truth. We opened high and then went inside of the range again. This went below, lower price. So there's nothing here. This is just what's called a mohawk. Just a little deviation outside the lines for what would be considered to be perfect. That's completely permissible. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with this. And price is still in on a sell program. Regardless of how many people are buying it or selling it, doesn't matter. If it's gonna go to a level, it's just gonna go there because buying and selling pressure has absolutely nothing to do what price is gonna do next. All right, so we're pretty close to having the full gap closure right here. As we can see from the 930 opening price, we kept the bearish institutional order flow. We had a little mohawk right here, just a little deviation outside the lines. We went right above the new week opening gap high, and now we're pretty close to having a new week opening gap closure. Now, if I was looking for lower prices, my best case scenario would have been the high of the new week opening gap. And me seeing this, that we had the ability to have a full gap closure, it's more experience for me and for whoever's watching. So that was great. This is amazing. Now, how do I feel about this move? Do I fear that I missed out on it? Absolutely and utterly not. Whatsoever. Like, whatsoever. No, no, no FOMO at all. Because, again, this is the protocol being followed. That right there is a full gap closure. Now, price being here is it's a 50-50 if we're gonna go below this low or just have a retracement before doing that. Full gap closure. Crazy to see. And one of the things that I had to learn from Price the hard way is just understanding that you're not going to have every single time the best case scenario. So let's say from the pre-market range, again, we have shifted market structure for value gap, targeting opposing liquidity. Best case scenario, the new week opening low. Let's say market opens, you took most of your position out here or pretty much completely done. And then you see this right here. The best mindset to have when it comes to this stuff right here is just like, I ended up making profit from price today. So this doesn't really matter. Now, you can look back into it and improve and extend your uncomfortability while you are in a trade and maybe you hold one contract. But never look at this right here as, oh my God, I missed so much. I would have made way much more money, because that's going to ingrain a bad habit. And sometimes it's going to make you hold trades that you're not supposed to be holding trades. And uh, letting a winning trade turn into a losing trade just because you want to have the best fail. So in my opinion, it's just me personally focusing on low hanging fruits, getting in and out of the market, It's better than just really hoping to get the best case scenario. I love these lessons, man. I love lessons like this where just like peace and watching and doing what I love to do, watching these candlesticks print. This is what it is right here. This is the where the lifestyle really comes from. This has to become part of your reality. Something done every daggone day, but just watching candlestick print. Even on days where you're not even looking to make any single cent and gaining that market experience and seeing how prices behaving. Beautiful. Like it's just beautiful. Man, first you really have to fall in love with the price before you even fall in love with the money, man. It's just this is amazing. This is amazing, bro. This is amazing. Woo. Cause like I'm looking at things like, come on, bro. Like, how is you telling me? Jesus Christ, man. Like, yo, just be for real. Buying and selling pressure. This is buying and selling pressure. Fugazi, fugazi. Oh my God. You know, as I keep on learning every single day, I can't wait for those days where I'm able to be part of a whole entire daily range. Because again, I'm still growing uh, as a trader, taking easy low hanging fruits. And it's amazing to see how I'm still learning this skill set and making money along the way. It's something that I have to thank God for. God, the sleepless night are paying off. Mm. Once that liquidity pool gets taken on the daily, I'm gonna hop off. This was this is pristine, pristine price action. Mm. Come on. Come on. Consequent encroachment of the civvy. Little Mohawk going lower. Instead of the 3 consecutive upload candle, which is a bearish order block. Going back to the opening price, which is the change in the state of delivery. Taps into that. This should be next. Well, this should be taken at any point. It was a nice, quiet morning. I love my quiet mornings. Yesterday was a great day. You know, today is also gonna be a great day because now the week just started and we're gonna crush it by putting a lot of hard work into it. That's what we do. That liquidity pool just got taken, and I'm gonna do some journaling now.